Good evening, this is your psychic LG reporting from the United Kingdom. Is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. It is 11:13 p.m. UK time, heading towards the witching hour, and we are going to delve deep tonight. We are going to look into the looking glass. How yous all doing? Good evening, Twitchers. Good evening, YouTube. Good evening, everybody. Let's get ready to rumble. How yous all doing? I want to say good evening, good afternoon, good morning to wherever yous all are around the world. This is your psychic LG reporting live from United Kingdom, live Newcastle upon Tyne at Underground. We are going to delve deep tonight. Delve deep. How yous all doing? Hello in Denmark, just over the water. As we say, us Geordies, just over the water. Just over the water. How are you doing? Thank you. Good evening in Minnesota. Good afternoon, Carrie. Good morning in Queensland, Helen. How are you doing? Lovely to see you here, Helen. All sorts is happening. It's crazy. Looks like they've arrested Tommy again, haven't they? We're looking into all sorts tonight, we will. Good evening, Blanche in Germany. Hiya, Bjorn in Iceland. What's it like over there today? Have you had summer weather? We've had rather a pleasant day over here in the UK. Tommy Robinson. If you don't know who Tommy is, apparently they've arrested him again. So God knows for what now. I think the last time he was arrested, was it in Canada? Obviously, I don't know where he is now because I've never kept in track with it all. Julie Brett, that is so interesting. So apparently, guys, we'll look into this tonight. He's exposed councils. Well, what did I say to you a few months ago? That there was going to be scandals with councils in the UK. And it seems to me that it's all coming out now. And what they do is they like to silence people, and they also like to make people out to be far right when they're saying their bit. And that's what Tommy Robinson does. He says his bit, and he gets accused of being far right. So Tommy Robinson is an independent filmmaker. And he did a film on what was going on with Islam in the UK. That's what he did. And of course, then it's just got blown out of proportion, and it's just got from bad to worse. Hiya there, Marina. Hiya, Jean. And I want to say a big thank you to all our moderators on, especially on YouTube and on Twitch, for keeping this forum nice and safe from trolls. Apparently, all the councils are bankrupt and are corrupt. Well, we knew that. I mean, I touched upon it, didn't I, just a few weeks ago when I was talking about it's like the day the Triffids over here. I'm thinking, where's all our money going on the taxes? Because they're not cutting the loans over here, are they? It looks like Shantytown. There is. So that'll be why he's been arrested, you see. I don't know. Was he arrested in the UK or was he still in Canada? I know. Debbie's just said the strangest thing on Twitch. Oh my God, Lou, I feel like I've lost a year or somewhere. There's definitely been something going on funny with time. I'm going to look into that tonight. So let's get started. So for new people coming in, oh hiya Graham. For new people coming in, I start with the prayers, and I start that I ring my bell, and I to evoke all the angels to come in, and my guides, to make the circle of light safe, a bit like coming to a spiritualist church. So, but we've just got it online, and it's around the world. When I used to do, I wouldn't mind. I used to do the spiritualist churches, and it was just local, like for us Geordies and that. But this is better, isn't it? This is bigger. And it just means it's our Sunday night at the spiritualist church, and we can all help each other. So if you're worried about any persons, animal, situation, you can just write the name in the comment section, either in the stream or afterwards, and you will receive the healing, because I started off with Reiki before I come on anyway. Zizi's getting a lot better, thank you. For anybody who doesn't know who Zizi is, I've got 2 cats, Nala and Zizi. I think there's something going on between them at the minute, guys, like a behavioural thing. And I always thought Zizi was top cat, but it seems like Nala could be top cat at the moment. Because Zizi ended up with dermatitis, and then she was hiding away. I think that's a cat thing they do. This is all new to me, by the way, guys, because I always used to have me Jack Russells, me Jacks. And my lovely dogs were 19 and 20 when they passed away in the lockdown. And it was like really awful to lose them. And so cats are different. Cats are very independent, as you know. But if they're not well, they don't feel well, they hide away. And I've had to get used to that, you know what I mean? But anyway, she took to hiding away in wardrobes and on top of shelves and stuff like that. And then I've had her tested. She's come back that she's got that many allergies. It's unbelievable. She's definitely allergic to disinfectants and stuff like that, household. So I'm not doing that anymore. Things like even soap. She's allergic to rabbit. Now, then she started to come down again when I first started to grow back in again. And of course, Nola's decided she's top cat now, the queen of the cats. So they've had a few little scuffs, but they'll get there. So yeah, she's doing okay. She's doing canny. Yeah, she's allergic to rabbit. Not that I think she's only had it a few times in our cat food. I've changed her cat food. She's on Untamed. But like I say, she keeps picking her scab off, but it'll bleed for a while, and then it comes back. It's like a short, like downy black fur what's coming underneath. So she is healing. It's just taking time. But she's going back to see a kitty dermatologist on Friday. Sounds a bit extreme, doesn't it? I mean, could you imagine 20 years ago, we would never have taken my cats to see dermatologists, but that's the way the world is now, guys, so be aware of what they're putting in cat food and stuff like that. But anyway, she's on Untamed now, which is an amazing pure meat. And I reached out to them and I told them, how her fur's become better since she's been on their cat food. So they want updates of her. So I might end up doing an ad for them, to be fair. So we'll wait and see. But yeah, she's getting there. So thank you very much. But I just think that, you know yourselves, guys, when you're worried about a loved one, be it either an animal or a child or a loved one, like a family member. If you're anything like me, it sort of like distracts you from your own problems. And that's the way it's been. It's all been about my cat over the last couple of months, even though I've been going through stuff. That's gone out the window. It's, and maybe it's been a good thing, somebody had pointed it out, a good friend said, well, maybe you were meant to be distracted from everything you are going through at the time with the cancer treatments. So maybe that's the way it had to be, with my cat. It's funny what they do, animals are very clever beings and they are an extension of us. And I do believe that. and they're here to heal us as well. So I'm just reading some of your lovely comments before we start. Yeah, there's a lot of fur babies which are gluten intolerant, aren't there? Oliver had colitis, my Jack Russell. I mean, he was 20, you know. He was a big lad. Every time I used to take him to the vets, he used to say, this dog is far too overweight. Get him on a diet. And he lived till he was bloody 20. He was as wide as he was long. He was a big boy. A big lad he was, you know what I mean? And no word of a lie. I mean, he could hardly walk at the end. But if I'm telling you now, I could stand at the end of the field on the park and shout sausage, and that dog would nearly run you over to get thinking that you've got a sausage in your hand. He really would. He loved his grub, he did. Our Ollie. But you never get two dogs the same, do you? Or anything the same, really. So let's start. Let's see what's going on. Tommy Robinson's was in a big gathering in London yesterday. Thousands turned up. It's all on YouTube, okay. And of course, there's been a right hoo-ha in Manchester Airport. I don't know if anybody knows about that. Something about there was a woman in a sari. I don't know if she was, I think she might have been Pakistan. I don't know, but she was with her son. Don't quote us if I'm getting this completely right. But apparently the policewoman went to touch her to move her out the way. And I'm not sure if it was the son went for the police officer, and then it got out of hand, and then the police officer got the head stamped on, and then loads of others turned up, and then it got really out of hand and they all got arrested, and then all let out. The situation in Manchester Airport is very, very strange, and the press is trying to cover it up and that. So I don't know what's going on there. I'll look into that as well. Are they being threatened or what? We do not know. On the racist Muslim thing, I don't know what's going on. I really don't know. But there's been all sorts kicking off in Ireland again. Leeds, as you know, it was kicking off. It's I sort of see England, the UK, and it's like zits, spots zits, and it's like it's popping open. People are just getting pissed off, really. They really are. And everyone's just losing it. Do you know what I mean? But it's getting ready to erupt, I think, soon. So they started fighting with the police, and the police lost. That's what happened, as Franco's just put here. You can tell I don't watch the news, don't you? And the police have let them out with no charges. You know what I mean? And then the police had to go into hiding. That's how bad it's getting over here. So they've arrested Tommy. Oh, we're going to look into it tonight. We really, really are. We really are. So let's start. And then they've arrested the cops, according to Graham, for defending themselves. Talk about woke. It's worse than New York over here. It really, really is. So I'll look into Tommy's situation as well for you. So, okay, let's start. We've got 591 in, which is a nice number on the 2 forums. And of course it builds up as we get going, doesn't it? The cop got suspended, dear me. Oh, that's okay, Juliet. Julie's just commented here on YouTube. LG, thank you so much for responding to my email with my niece that has breast cancer. God bless her. I hope things go amazing. It's the beginning of a battle for her. She'll be fine. A lot of the treatments now are preventative. She'll be fine. And I think a lot of it sounds scarier than what it is. It's amazing what they can do these days. I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Metrodon. I invoke Archangel Metrodon. I invoke Archangel Metrodon. I invoke Archangel Uriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel. Let them cast this circle of light tonight, that we all gain full protection and the healing and the prayers that we need. May the circle of light begin. I ask my faithful guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, Lady Direwolf, A2I, and Ra, and little Satchar if he's there, to come forth to give us any answers we need. Also as well, any beings from this to come in, on world, off world, as above and below. Angels, fairy elementals, messages from the animal kingdom, and of course the spirit world, to give us any answers that we need, true answers within this circle of light tonight. With love and light, love and light, love and light. Amen. There we go. Okie dokie. I've got to go back to the hospital in the morning, guys. I'm getting another infusion. This is for me bones. Has anybody heard of it? It begins with a Z. I could have had it in tablet form, but apparently it can burn your tummy in tablet form. Dissolve something acid. And it's to stop osteoporosis, because they had to force us into menopause. Even though I thought I was in menopause. I wasn't in menopause. I was still ovulating and doing things with me ovaries. So they had to force us into menopause. I mean, Christ, can you believe that? I'm 58, nearly 59, and I was still ovulating. That's crazy, isn't it? Could you imagine if I'd been with a bloke and I'd felt pregnant? My back would have snapped. That age, wouldn't it? Good God. Anyway, so yeah, they've given us something to protect me bones. And you can, I think it's twice a year, every 6 months. Or take a tablet every day. And apparently with the tablet every day, you've got to wait an hour before you eat your breakfast. And I didn't fancy doing that. So, yeah, I'm going tomorrow for that. Hello there, Teddy. So your sister used to take Venabrex. I think it's for osteoporosis. And of course, when you go onto the forums, it gets quite scary. Do you know what I mean? I hope I'm all right. It's some people say that they lose their hair with it. I hope that's not true. Hair loss, tooth loss, bloody hell. I hope not. But I'll just keep positive, and like I say, I don't want to start my bones start breaking. Do you know what I mean? It's awful, you know the things that you got to go through. And like I say, you take it step by step. Are you up there, our kid? Yeah, that's it, Lucy. Xenadrolic acid. So Chrissy here says no hair loss. Oh, well, have you had it? So the trade name Zometa. Oh, bloody hell. Well, if I don't like it, I don't have to go back, do I? I'll tell my oncologist I'm not doing that again. We'll see how it goes. I don't know why I put 2 crosses on tonight, guys. I felt the need to before I start. I'm just going to tie this properly. I'm just reading some of your comments here. You've got it. It's horrible. They're saying you have the bones of a 76-year-old and I'm only 53. Bloody hell. I did the opposite for me. My femur snapped in half just walking. What? Oh my God, Bonnie. I'm going to drink loads of water in the morning. I'm getting it in the afternoon. Dear God. I'm saying it. I might chicken out when I get there. Do you know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see. I'll come back on and I'll tell you about it. Yeah, vitamin C. I'm on the high doses of vitamin C, Sharon. Somebody says like one of the, and it's so many million of like a side effect is that you can get like something happens to your jaw. Have you heard of that? Like something happens to your jaw. But apparently they don't just give this drug for breast cancer. They give it for other things as well. Crazy, isn't it? We'll wait and see. I'm humming and hawing. I'll be asking loads of questions when I go in the morning because I'm one of them people. The jawbone gets soft, then you lose your teeth. Oh, charming. Right, let's change the subject. Just send us prayers for tomorrow, please. Oh, that's good there. /pine. I had all my teeth done before I found out that I got breast cancer. Reclass is injection once a year, yeah? Yeah, I felt dreadful after the radiotherapy. I felt absolutely dreadful, sick as a dog, and I didn't think I would. It was the last week, but anyway, that's past now. But I'm just going to keep positive, and if I do take it, and I do feel okay, I'll let you know. Because like I say, everybody's different, aren't they? Yeah, I'll do it, Hazel. Don't worry. Well, I hope my teeth don't fall out. Gee, God. I don't feel so. Anyway, where do we start? Shall we pull some cards out? We're going to the UK first. I'm going to go straight to Tommy first, okay? I've got the cards here. They've been blessed before I start as well. You will get the prayers that you need there, grateful. Oh God, that's great, Stephanie. Now Stephanie Brown on YouTube here. I had the reclass twice for osteoporosis with no side effects. Oh, that's great. That's great to know. Right, so Tommy Robinson, for people who don't know who Tommy is. Hiya, Silky. Is a lad in the UK who's been arrested. Do you want to fill us in? Anybody who knows more about it, just quickly write it in the comments section. And they keep picking on him, they keep saying he's far right, and he's just trying to expose all the nasty stuff what's going on. The latest is to do with councils in the UK. Thank you, Julie. So give us a true answer. He's being arrested for terrorism. Really? Arrested on terrorism. So we're going to look into that and see what happens with Tommy. Thank you there, Michael. It's lovely that I'm getting lovely comments here. People say, oh, you've been really brave, but I don't think I have been brave. I think I've been far from brave. And there's family and friends in the audience, and they'll say the same, people know, who knows really well that I was really freaked and tossing and chopping and changing my mind about treatments and God knows what. And I got through it. I really did. But just one of them things. I wouldn't say I was brave. I was very vocal about things, put it that way. Just the type of person I am. Some people go in on themselves, don't they? And then some people just let it all out. And I think I was letting a lot out, and it was getting very... Debbie knows in the audience I was getting very mixed up and freaked about things. Things I wasn't showing you on videos, And I had to just get past that fear. And then once I got past the fear, I was absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Okay. So Tommy is on a roll here. I believe it's part of Tommy's mission, his life's mission, to expose the darkness. It's in his blood. Be interested to know more on his family heritage. Okay, so remember, people come here. We haven't just come to this planet to meet the love of our lives and have our children and procreate. We're here to heal, to change the world, to teach, to tell. And Tommy's one of them people he's got like a bit of a warrior. He's got that Viking sort of warrior in him, hasn't he? So there's warrior. That's him. That's him as the warrior. He's the Knight of Wands. There's Tommy. Okay. I actually do believe he makes a lot of money. There's a lot of money backing him. And they won't like that. He loves his family, that type of thing. Tommy's got a degree in aeroscience. Oh, right, so he must be quite clever as well then. So to what the counter-terrorism laws, what the Tories put into place. Right, okay. So there's definitely holes in our justice system. It's not right, and there's a lot of things happening, backing people that shouldn't be backing. And in the past, you would say like the Catholic Church bended rules type of thing with the mafia. But I think the mosques are also doing it within the councils as well. That's what I'm feeling. But nobody really has the guts to say much about it. Do you know what I mean? So I do feel that there's a lot more scandals to come out with Tommy, with what he's saying about the councils. Let's have a look. And it's just been all hidden. And we as the people are the ones who are suffering, because we're the ones who are paying the taxes and we're not getting the right help that we should be getting. Squandering the money elsewhere. What have they been doing with the money? This is bigger than the post office scandals to come out. So if anybody doesn't know who Tommy is, I'll quickly show you a picture of him. Tommy Robinson. Give me 2 minutes. Oh, I haven't ordered that for the little one. I must do that. Remind us on at the end of the show that I've got to order this on Amazon for my little granddaughter. She wants you can't even see it. It's a swimming suit costume with the cosmos on. And I promised her, I said, Grandma will get that ordered for you. Right. Tommy Robinson. Okay, so you can see there, that's Tommy, right? Oh, we've got Nala coming in. So just put in Tommy Robinson and it'll come up on YouTube and stuff like that. Hello, baby. I hope you haven't been picking on your sister. I hope you've been a good girl, pretty girl. So yeah, I do believe they are terrified of Tommy because he tells the truth and he's exposing the corruption. Definitely exposing the corruption. Right, okay. So they want to lock him up, right? This is their agenda. So they can gag him. So they can, because he's somebody he's on a roll and he's not going to stop. High Justice Courts. There's a man to come forth who will talk about this reminds us a little bit of, like Julian Assange thing. Do you know what I mean? How they locked him away because they didn't want him speaking about everything to do with the WikiLeaks and all that type of thing. But there's a man to come forth here who's going to he's quite a well-known man who's going to back him or do coverage on him or talk about a lot of his stuff. And I feel this stuff to come out here. He may end up they could end up locking him up, I know it's awful, but that's what they could end up doing. I'll double check that, but I don't believe he's an agent. Somebody's just said in the audience that his TR is an agent. I don't believe so. You can see the passion in his face. It's just... So who is Tommy Robinson? Just Google about him. But he's somebody who is basically revealing all the corruption, what's happening in the UK. No, he's not an agent. He's a British activist. Yes, that's what he is. Okay. So they're going to put him behind bars, and I'm telling you now, they're going to put him behind bars. So we've got the 9, we've got the 7. Within the 2, there's going to be some shocking news. But for all you know, Tommy's higher self may have put himself in this situation. No holes barred. You'll just go for it, just to show the people what we need to do. But within the 2, there's going to be a block with him within the 2. Now that's normally 2 weeks. That seems pretty quick, unless there's some big news coming out. But we've got the Justice Courts here. I see books written. I see him writing books when he's older. I mean, there's different timelines. You know what I mean? But he's doing his part, what he needs to do. Also feel that his marriage has been a little bit, with everything what's been happening. There's also another timeline where they could try and do something to him. And my concern is if they put him in a jail, all sorts of nasty stuff goes on in jail. Bearing in mind, the Labour government have just let a lot of people out of jail, like all the paedophiles and the people I've got to be very careful how I say this. The ones who were grooming, the grooming gang, which Tommy was covering, they let all them out as well. But the last time there was a threat of them being put inside, that them ones, okay, who were supporting the grooming gang, if you know what I mean. I'm like talking a bit in riddles here. We're going to do them in. We're going to do them in prison. That's what they were actually outwardly saying that. Okay? So, it is a dangerous time, I believe, for a British person to be speaking truth and for standing up for our heritage and standing up for our beliefs. Because once you do that, then you are labelled as a racist or whatever, or a bigot or whatever, or a far-right person. So Maria Rossi's put here, he's very concerned Muslim prisoners will harm him, so prison isn't a safe place for him. And too right. Too right. Now, bear in mind, this is for entertainment purposes only, and this is no dig at Muslim people, okay? I'm talking about where you've got extremists within that community. Does that make sense? But yes, it seems to me that there's two laws in this country. There's the law where they're letting, because the police are too terrified of being labelled as racist, and there's two laws here. It's happening. It's definitely happening. So Starmer is refusing to condemn the grooming gangs, to condemn them, and he's now released them. Yes, he's released a lot of them from prison. But I feel a very strong timeline that he's if he goes to prison, he'll get out and he will write books into the future. So I want to say that there's an angel backing him all the way here. We've got the star card for him. But he's definitely on a life's quest to expose he's only just touching the surface. You know what it is, right? Because I think that he's got a lot more evidence to come out, which he hasn't said publicly. Because they know everything that we're doing. Like investigations and what we're doing, and a bit like what was happening, what Edward Snowden was coming out with. The track we're on everything because of all the technology what's out there. And we don't have it yet. Well, we do have it, but they're using it just for themselves to spy on us. So I believe that they possibly know that he was coming out with a lot more to do with this council situation, and that they're panicking. Let's see what's going to happen. What's going to happen with the councils? But it's part of the rot. It's part of the big clean up, the swamp draining. It's all part of it. It has to happen. And it will sort itself out. And in the end, it makes everything safer and better. But like I've always said, you can't clean that house and decorate that house, can you, without there being a mess? But there's been a lot of mess and darkness what's been pushed underneath the mat, and a lot of dirty rubble to come out. It's actually I want to see what else it could be, what the council's been up to. What else is it? What the councils has been up to? Give her a true answer, Spirit. I want to cover that, what's been going on with the Olympics and things in France as well. I want to look into that as well. Right, okay. So we've got corruption beyond belief here. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. It's all about the money. Crimes which is going on against humanity. Again, I've got to be very careful with my words here. Crimes going with humanity from trafficking and stuff like that, and paedophilia and all of that. I think that is a connection also with that. There's a man and a woman to come out to hit British screens, news screens. And it's quite sordid. It's quite shocking what's coming out. I'm getting SEX games, and it's, I see it across, you know what the Star, the Sun's like, you know, the tabloids, you know what the British tabloids is like. But I'm seeing all sorts of things, you know, like people getting dressed up like vicars and tarts type of thing. They're getting dressed up and they're having like SEX games and all that type of thing. It's all going to come out. It's in sifting money, taking it, putting it elsewhere, illegally doing stuff with money. There's a lot to come out to do with councils or something to do with a town in the UK. And I see the UK in uproar about it. Is it Camden Town? I'm not sure, Mary. That doesn't mean all mayors and leaders are all corrupt, but there's a lot to come out. It'll be talked about, and then people will make jokes of it as well. But it's, I don't know, it's the only way I can describe it. Like people dressed up as vicars and people dressed up as tarts. Vicars and tarts. It's the only way I can. In SEX parties. It's a big scandal to come out. And I don't even know if it's connected with Parliament. You know what I mean? But it's something to do with the UK. Remember that. But money what's been taken and put elsewhere without the people's consent, which should have gone into our communities, has not been. And something to do with scandal, to do with the mosques to come out as well, to do with money, to do with councils. It's all going to happen. It's all going to come out. Yeah, like the film Eyes Wide Shut, but they weren't dressed up as vicars and tarts, were they? They were just dressed up with people with freaky masks on. If anybody doesn't know what I'm going on about, it's the film with Tom Cruise. Men in the hooded clothes and women had nothing on, and there's actually parties like that go on in the UK. Do you know that? In like mansions. It's all going on. It's definitely all going on. Just said I would say that. But it's something to come out with a scandal. I don't know if the churches is involved as well. I really don't know. I felt it was more people dressed up like that. But there's definitely some big scandal to come out. You know, like you had that carry on with Nancy Pelosi and her husband with the hammer in his underpants. And then in the end, they were making jokes out of it, like Trump's son was making a joke out of it on Twitter, wasn't he? Where there was a Halloween party and he went somewhere dressed up in his underpants with a hammer. It's like that on a bigger scale. Something to come out, and it's on a bigger scale to come out. But it's definitely connected. If it's not linked to do with the councils, it's when something huge comes out with the councils at the same time there's going to be a big scandal, and it may have something to do with Parliament as well. I'm just going to pull one more card out on Tommy, and then we'll go on to the next subject. The Temperance, the Strength. I think it's going to get far worse before it gets better. But I see riots over this, mind. I'm not being funny. I think people will... If he's put in prison, I think there'll be people what will march for him. I really do. I think there's going to be protests. And I think that what they're going to then do, are they going to then class what all as Tommies? If we all start marching for Tommy, what they're then going to do, knock what all up? That's how bad it's going to get. But I just think that's the way it is at the minute. If your face doesn't fit, this is what they do. So it's pretty scary. But he's got the Strength card here, and we've got the Wheel of Fortune. I don't know if that's going to come out in the press as well, where they're saying that he's making a lot of money, or, you know, he is some sort of agent or something, but it'll not be the case. It'll not be the case. Remember that. I just believe it's part of his life's mission. But I'm going to leave it on that. We've got the Wheel of Fortune and we've got the Strength. So he is strong enough, and it's part of his soul family. If somebody got a hold of Tommy tonight and said, look, you're going to have to stop, something bad's going to happen, even if an angel stood in front of him, he's not going to stop, because it's in his veins. And this is the thing, if, you know, it's a free will world, and we are here to do what we need to do, and that's what Tommy needs to do. I can't use coconut oil, Diana. She's severely allergic to it. I was doing that and it was on our list. I've tried that one, sweetie. Somebody said in the audience and I was using the organic as well, the organic coconut oil to dry a scab. It's severely allergic to coconut oil. She's a strange little cat. I think there'll be a lot of people who'll protest. Right, I'm starting on the UK tonight. Now I want to also look into what's been happening in Manchester. It's all starting to come together, isn't it? If anybody knows any more information on that, they can comment on the link here. Because I'm just going in here like raw and bare. I don't know much about the whole situation. Right, the Manchester situation in the airport. Is there more to this? I think as well, I think it's out of the, this is nothing about the Bobby on the beat over here. It's not the police here. It's who's controlling the police. And again, it comes down to MPs, councils, Parliament. You know them. I'm trying to be good here tonight. I want to say nonsense, which are sitting in Parliament. It's all down to them. They know they've got their fingers into everything, even to do with the NHS. They've got their fingers into everything. Give us a true answer to do with Manchester, what was going on in Manchester Airport. Manchester Airport. Has anybody been to Manchester Airport? It's a very busy place. I went there when I flew from there when I went to Barbados. Because where I live near Newcastle, I don't live far away from Newcastle Airport, but it's very limited. Like when you want to go somewhere exotic, you have to go to a different airport. It is a busy place, Manchester Airport, isn't it? If I don't answer your questions straight away, just keep throwing them around and I will get to them. Okay. I think that the police in this country, and I think the MI6, MI5, whatever, I think that they are concerned because they know it's got out of hand. And they know that there's a lot of terrorists and God knows all sorts of argy-bargies and things going on in this country. And they know that the British people will fight back. They are concerned. I've said this for a while, and I'm not saying this to frighten anybody, but I still say it. I see the word terrorism, and I see it all over papers. Because a lot of the time they don't check background people when they're letting them in. Illegal immigrants, I'm not talking about immigrants, I'm talking about illegal immigrants. They've just been letting them in and not background checking them. And I think that what we've got here is a very bad situation, and it's been building up for a long, long time, and it will erupt at some point. Don't forget, we are quite a little island over here. I've always said this, and I've said this for quite a couple of years now, 2-3 years. It's going to end up like Rambo on the streets. The first kick-offs will be when something happens with Tommy Robinson. But I see a young man. It reminds us of, was it Lee Rigby that, remember that soldier what was walking through, was it London? And he got beheaded by some jihadi. Can you remember that? And then nothing more was talked about it, was it? It was just that was it. We never found out how long he got or anything. Lee Rigby, the soldier, the lovely young man who fought for our country, who was walking through the streets of London who got beheaded. I'm concerned a situation like that again. I'm not trying to sound doomers and gloomers, but there is worry here. So whatever's happening, what happened in Manchester Airport, they're not putting out the whole truth, but I am getting very strong tonight that the is it the Metropolitan Police? I don't know what they would be in Manchester or whatever, but they are worried. So according to past CPR, there was a soldier stabbed the other day and it was never mentioned either. It was hardly mentioned. Just pull some more cards out. Dear God. Oh, you know, I just fancy, and I've ever had one for ages, is a tomato juice with some Worcester sauce in. Has anybody ever had that before? Is it going to get worse? It's sort of connected to do with everything what's happening with the councils. They reckon when you, changing the subject here, they reckon when you crave something, it's what your body needs, isn't it? I do have Worcester sauce. Worcester sauce is rather nice on cheese on toast as well, you know, guys. There's a lot of corruption here to come out. It's going to get really nasty. Really, really nasty. So if you... How can I put this? Without sounding racist, right? But if you enter into a building with a yachmak on, you can then do a policeman in, kick them in the head, and get away with it. Basically. But if you're like normal Brit, no, you will not. You'll not get away with it. You'll get arrested. That is it in a nutshell what's happening here in the UK at the moment. But the bigger picture is that there is threats happening, and there's something what's got out of hand, and it's at some point it's going to erupt. I hope we don't end up with something like that, Maggie. Maggie's just put here on Twitch like the French Revolution. But when the magician card comes out, it normally means that there's all sorts of stuff happening. So I think it's all red tape, and then there's only so much the police can do because somebody else is controlling the police. Does that make sense? And of course, it'll be their job, you know, on the line if they don't do what the sergeant's telling them what to do. But who's telling the sergeant what to do? It's a worry. Just reading some of your comments here. That would be great what Maggie's put here. Maggie's put, excuse me, the people need to unite in love and respect. that is the best we can do in part of our true spiritual evolution. I think that would be fantastic, but it's going to take a while for that to happen, because we've got a lot of angry people over here who can't say anything. And if you do say something, you're just labelled as a racist, or you're labelled as a far right. At some point, there's going to be soldiers on the street in the UK. I'm telling you now, there will be. Okay, right. Let's look into the Paris Olympics opening ceremony. What's this, sweetheart? Did you already look into the Paris? No, I haven't. I haven't yet. Look into the Paris Olympics opening ceremony, drag queen Last Supper. What do you mean, drag queen Last Supper? Tell me they haven't put a drag queen in the Last Supper with Jesus. Tell me not. Please, no. It's like mocking. So they're mocking Christianity doing that, but they wouldn't do that. There was a woman once arrested and locked up for calling her dog Muhammad. Do you know that? I'm sure it was quite a few years ago. They said it was illegal to call their dog Muhammad. And it's just a name at the end of the day, isn't it? It's a very common name, like the name John, exactly. We've got the Empress card here. What was the question again? I think we're going to witness so much when you witness the drag queen at the Last Supper. I think there's a lot more of that to come, and especially within symbolism with music still to come. I actually do believe that we're living in very... I don't know if it's the book of Daniel that we're in or the book of the Revelation, but we're in very biblical times. We really, really are. Why do they always attack Christianity? Because it's coming to... I don't want to say the end of days, because I do believe and I've foreseen the world going on. But I want to say the end of what we know. The world is what we know, because we're coming into New Earth. And don't forget, we've passed the Mayan calendar, and by what was originally written, we shouldn't really be here now. So they have, they're just going to make it, they're just pumping it up on. They pump up the volume. That's what they're doing. They're just going to make it worse for we over the next couple of years between now and 2026. So apparently the Olympic ceremony was centered around hospital tables covered in white sheets, and we had COVID. What does the bull BS in this ceremony predicting? It's like they're rubbing it in my noses, aren't they, of what they've done. Shall I say if that's right? But the thing is, you see, this is it. It's a Luciferian world that we're living in, and it's a free will world. So they can be what they want to be, but we can also be what we want to be. Not fair to the athletics, no. It's like, because the veil is lifting now, and our rose-coloured glasses are being taken off, so it's going to become more so we're going to start seeing more of all of this. Well, Graham's made a very good point here. We are not allowed to be what we want to be. Only because they say it, but you just be what you want to be. Take a leaf out of Tommy's book. Be who you want to be. Believe you me, I am who I want to be since I was diagnosed with breast cancer at the beginning of the year. So nothing now phases me. I couldn't give two fucks what people think now. Do you know what I mean? And I think this is where we need to be at the moment. We need to be living in where be our real selves. It's very, very important. And I think that by being our real selves, that's all you can be. So anybody can say, oh, you can't be this and you can't be that, but just do who you want to be, who you want to be. Say what you want to say. Does that make sense? It's going to get far heavier and far worse. And I recommend that if it gets too much for you, you know, and I haven't even gotten to the politics yet, that we just need to be around nature, be with animals. I liked what somebody had put there about, you know, being on an island just with your dog. So they're going to start showing now weird rituals in all sorts of things, like shows on the television and games that we go to and football half time. It's going to get really weird. You know what I mean? And they don't care anymore. I mean, we have that Sam guy. What was he called? What's his name? That singer. He's gone all weird. Dressed up as a devil on stage and with thongs on, and it's just the way it is now. Do you know what I mean? Let them get on with it. Sam Smith, yeah. They are what they want to be. Do you know what I mean? It's who they are. But you just be who you want to be. You know, and I think it's the fight between the good and the evil, and I think it's about us just. You can't change the way people are, but you can change the way it affects your energy field. A lot of these people, let's say they are MK programmed. Yes, definitely. MK programmed, yes. Definitely. Free will world, you see, like people are allowed to be who they want to be, because this is school, and then we come here to go to school and then we go home. But I think that there's a lot of attachments on SS Mr. Smith. I think there's a lot of attachments on him what need to be released, but only he would want to have them released. He's going to suddenly change at some point. There's going to be some big news in around him. Mark my words. Mark my words. I get something happened to him to make him like that, you know. Ego God. So you know how we talk about, we had the A Island. I'm talking in code again, guys. And I actually covered that. That was one of the videos I had taken down, actually. Where the accusers of being a cyberbully. For covering what he was, even though he was exposed what he was. It's crazy stuff. But I covered about sort of things going on that island. It wasn't just sex games. There was rituals of babies and all sorts of horrible things happening. And to get people to be where they want to be as well within Hollywood, I get the same thing is going on over here. And I get Sam thingy that happened to him. My tummy's rumbling. Oh, definitely. Debbie. Debbie just said the same thing was going on with Piddy. Whatever he's called. P. Diddy. Yeah, it's all happening. So I think that we need to brace ourselves. We need to put our armour on. We need to, whatever we've seen so far is going to become more shocking, more apparent what they're up to, but just let them get on with it, you know what I mean? All you need to understand is where you are going, where your loved ones are going. That's what it's most important. Keeping our own homes in order, what is going on in our lives, and let them get on with it. We need to just, it's like the evil's mirroring what we need to be doing, not us being evil, but we just need to be ourselves as well. And that'll balance it out. Instead of we going, oh my God, look what they're doing. We need to go out there and we need to put the good out. And the more people are putting the good out, the more it'll swamp the evil. Does that make sense? But what I'm saying to you is, it's happening. Whatever's been going on with the A Island and Hollywood, it's going on over here too. Okay. What else should I look into before I get into the world predictions and politics? What else would you like to ask? It's just the start. It's going to get crazy. Israel. Volcanoes. Hiya, Crystal. How are you doing? What's it like over Louisiana today? Has it been hot? I'm fancying travelling over there at some point, Got a good friend what lives over there. Let's see what's going on with the volcanoes. We need to stay centered. It's very, very important, because it's going to get far worse. And anybody who's in this audience tonight who is getting easily triggered by politics, I must stress this. It is so important, no matter what side you're on. If you're on the left, you're on the right. And I'm talking about the US to what's to come. Don't let it fuck with your head to what's to come. Whatever's been put out there and whatever's been said, it's not the end of the world if either whatever side you bat on, whatever the side doesn't get in, it's not the end of the world. Where we've gone wrong as a human race is we've always put everything and hope into one man or one woman, that they are the God and they're going to sort something out. But no, it's not. It's a load of shit. No, it's not. The world's not going to end if Trump doesn't get back in. The world's not going to end if the left don't get back in. It's the same penny, two different sides. It's the same penny. And although there'll be people in this audience tonight saying, oh, no, it's all about Trump and because I know I've got a lot of Republicans, followers, but no. Don't forget, I don't follow the crowd. I follow who I am. I just follow me. I just do what I get, and I follow my guides, what my guides give me. The shit is about, excuse my French, guys, to hit the fan. I am telling you, it's all going to... The amount of events to come running up to this election is going to be nobody's business. I keep getting it's all to do with the stars and the cosmos and the alignment for the USA. It needs a big cleanse. But what I'm going to tell you something, right? This election isn't going to end the way you think it's going to end. So sometimes eruptions is Mother Gaia cleansing and it's natural. But some things are not happening naturally. I believe that there's technology out there which can trigger earthquakes and volcanoes and stuff like that. And I think it's going to be events after events. Let's pull something on the volcanoes before we get into the nitty gritty. So we've got the Pluto return. It's going to be a cliffhanger this year, like I'm telling you that for sure. This election is going to be a cliffhanger. Twist right at the end. Twist. It's huge, huge. Ace of Cups. There is a big one to erupt. I get an Icelandic energy, and I know I've got some very, very dear friends in Iceland. And I'm hoping it doesn't happen. I know that they've got a big smouldering one over there, haven't you, guys? But it's not yet. I mean, that could be later on in the year. But I want to see prep and prepare. I know you've got good emergency services, but there could be problems with an Icelandic one. I also feel Hawaii. I see more earthquakes to come in Turkey. And I'm also feeling the boot of Italy. I've said this before. I'll get my crystal ball in a minute. I see an eruption in the road. It looks like an earthquake and it's on a motorway, a highway. It's somewhere in the US. I don't know if that's the big one to come. All in all, I'm looking at boom, boom, boom. I'm looking at four events of fire, but there's a one with water. There's a one with water. And I've talked about this before, where you've got, it goes beyond the good guys and the bad guys, and you're going up that sort of ladder of controllers right at the top, and you actually do believe that you've got, I feel they're both working together. That's what I feel, because they know that they want this great change to take place. So there's some events which are being brought on from technology. I'm not going to lie to you, that's what I feel what's happening. There's something big by September. September's huge. September, I want you to remember that, guys. Also, I feel it's going to be big on the political front and around Trump as well. So watch for that, guys. It's like I've said this before. It's like, don't look over there, look over there. It's like you're looking everywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's going to be definitely some big news in around Trump by September, October. Actually, it's as if something huge is coming within the 3, but I don't know if that's 3 weeks or 3 months. I want to say 3 weeks well before September, there's some huge news to do with an older politician. I'm not going to say names, but I want to say that there's a shock to come, or there's some huge news to come with an older politician. So watch for that. The water situation they're not giving us. I might have to look into the crystal ball in a minute to see if I can see visions there. It's an island. Maybe it's a tsunami to come. This stormy times. September, October. Is that storm season? I'm a little concerned. I also want to go around like the Bahamas area. And I feel I want to send healing and blessings over the Indian Ocean. Healing and protection and prayers of protection. I've talked about this before as well. Something about the China Seas and a fault in the seabed. I don't know. They don't have any. They do have earthquakes over that way, don't they? But there's something coming huge, devastating. China Seas. I want to send healing and blessings out there to protect the Chinese people. 10 is being given in 17, 14 in 24. Everything I'm telling you will fall into place like a jigsaw puzzle. It's the serpent. It's the serpent re-emerging from the seas. This is metaphoric, but what I'm saying to you is Satan is loose tonight. And you're going into the Viking heritage and they talk about the sea monsters and the sea, not the monsters, we would see it as a monster coming out of the sea, but they would see like the sea gods and the sea goddesses and all of that. It's like that. It's like the serpents coming out of the sea. It's that energy. I'm seeing lots of smoke. And it's something about American football or something, an event, a gathering. And lots of men with their football suits on. And I'm seeing the colour red. And I see tears and devastation. I don't like it when I see events. I don't like it when I see situations. And I don't know why Spirit does that. They show me a situation and it's not like I can change it. Maybe I shouldn't speak it. Maybe by speaking it, it makes it happen. I often wonder that. But I don't want it to happen. Sometimes it hurts when you see things, you know what I mean? New Earth we are entering into, and I want to say this is no later than 25. It should have been by 26, but the continents will change on our globe. I'm going to get me crystal ball out. The whole map of the planet will change. Lots of water to come. Lots of water to come. Chariot. If you are wondering in the audience tonight if that, evil will all be exposed, it's a no-no. I suppose so, Teddy. He's put here, you have to speak to give the warning. But it still hurts, nevertheless. Lots of change to come. It's as if the gods and the goddesses are awakening. Even when you're going into Egypt, portals are opening. But this world is not what we know. They are interdimensionally traveling. You know, there's all this technology what's happening. And it's all being hidden back from where. But when people talk about Nazara Jazara and they talk about, you know, it's all going to be happy and there'll be no, you know, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to lie to you. That's not going to happen. But there'll be more fairness in this world. But you'll never be able to eliminate all the evil off the planet. Because it's a free will world. So basically what I'm saying to you is we're sharing this planet with angels and demons. And possibly extraterrestrial beings are walking amongst it as well, yes. One more card, 3 more cards for Earth. Talked about this before. It's like see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. But I also look at that card that's the 2 of Swords, and it's like the things what's been hidden from we. And we haven't got to be in fear. Everything is frequency, everything is energy. Because when you live in fear, you can actually, because we are becoming crystallized now, we can make things happen. Because we are multi-dimensional beings in a meat suit, and I've talked about this before. So you have to be very careful what you say and what you feel. Does that make sense? But we are living in times with great, great change. Great change is ahead of us. But we've been blinded. Like the woman in the picture here. She's guarding herself and she's scared of the unknown. She's got the blindfold on there because she can't see what's really, really happening. Maybe we were never really to know because it's mind-blowing. What is being held back from her is mind-blowing. What is to come out. It's huge. But it's a revelation. It's a revelation. I could cry. It's a what's being held back from her is huge. The old system will fall. It's gold back coin. It's definitely coming into play here. So we've got the 9. We've got the 7. It's saying prepare into God, to guard our lands, guard our homes, guard our families, and be kind to neighbours. Whatever's coming is going to change us as a human race to move forward. We've got the 9 of Pentacles here. It's been a very very unfair world for a long, long time. You know, there's been too many. There's been starving children and too much greed. You know, it's really going to hit a peak within the next couple of years. We just have to be kind in this cruel world. when I look at this Nine of Pentacles, it's the new money bridge for trade to come in, and it's going to take place. We've got 7, 9. Within 2 years, we will be in a new trade. So where we had Brexit, we had a Brexit, didn't we? There's a new trade coming in, a new bridge, a new system, a global system is going to be announced. There's a lot to happen within 2 years. And to get there, it's going to get pretty devastating. There'll be events after events. And I feel what 24 is doing, running up to the election, is preparing we for something huge for 25, which is far bigger than what we went through with the pandemic. And that will come about. That's the plan I have, but it could come in before then. It all depends how things swing in this election. To bring that into play, then they can use the excuse to bring down the old system, the power cuts or whatever, to then manoeuvre in this new technology, which has been held back from which should have been in our reality decades ago, and it was held back. Bring it up to date to where we really need to be. We cannot get away from this AI now. It's already here. And it has been controlling us for a long, long time. But in a sneaky way, underhanded way. So when it all comes out, a lot of people may not like it. A lot of people may not be able to cope with it. But it's bringing us up to date to where we need to be. Remember, and I've said this before, the artificial intelligence, the AI, is not the enemy. It was who was behind it. So they used it to control it. But when it's out in the open, it can't. We have a choice, more choices, more we can see. But what this is going to do is, it's also eliminating the devil's path, the tunnels to the trafficking, the pathways, the tunnels. It will take them all out. At the minute, they're just being individually taken out with super soldiers and boots on the ground as well. It's not just happening underground. When I talk about underground, I'm talking about the dark market. You know, all the horrible stuff what's going on. So when the artificial intelligence is brought into play, they won't be able to get past that. They won't be able to get past it. This is what this fight's been about, to who controls the AI moving forward. And I can tell you now, the good guys have got a hold of this. Moving forward, it's something I would say that has been, over the last 2 weeks, there's been a shift. And now they're just preparing where to move forward. They're trying to make it as subtle and as soft landing as possible to take it into where we need to be. A modern day where we should be. The shift's happened, guys. So I'm not saying that all the evil's been taken off the planet, because it hasn't. It literally hasn't. But the controllers to do with the artificial intelligence, I'm telling you now that the bodies are being taken out here. They're still working on it, but they're sorting it out. That's what I'm being shown here. We have to look within, what Michelle's put here. Right, I'm going to put these back together again. Let's put some cards out on this election. This crazy election coming forward. We now have 1,043 viewers in. That's good, isn't it? A massive transitions to take place on this planet, and eruptions will take place in certain parts of the world, from Canada, protests, France, Ireland, lots to happen in the UK, a lot. But the biggest one will be the United States of America, and that's going to be the last one standing, and I'm not saying it's going to be civil war, but it's, if you look at the charts of the USA, because it's a relatively new land, like United States of America is new compared to everywhere else. But that's going to take the biggest change in the world, and it's going to be the last one. The last ones to change. Sometimes it gets that bad in the timeline. If it's agree to disagree, the country may split in half, or it may change the laws. But I believe that this has to happen to move everything forward. Let's have a look. I've been saying for a while that if Biden had stayed in, it would be Trump that would get into the election. And I said, if anybody can take him out, it'll be a woman. Now we've got a bit of a tricky situation here. And I know there'll be people in the audience who aren't keen on, I don't know how you pronounce her name. Is it Kamala? Is that right? Kamala Harris? A woman of colour. Half black, half Indian. I think it's going to be close neck to neck. Let me get a cup of tea here. Angels are on work here. Angels are at work here. Don't forget, I'm neither Democrat or a Republican, right? And this channel is not political. It's about the truth. And I'll tell you what I feel. I'll not hold any. I'll just go for it, okay? But I am telling you now, right? Do not underestimate this woman. Do not underestimate this woman. She has the ability to marmalize Donald J. Trump. No matter what your opinion is of what you think of Kamala Harris, I am telling you now, this woman could end up being the next president of the United States of America. I'm not saying for definite, but it looks very possible. Let's have a pull some more cards out here. Is it going to be similar to what happened the last election? Yes. Right, so we've got the moon card here. All right, so deceit in the air. I feel when I look at that, but I feel that there'll be... I don't think that you're going to get the election results. Is it the 5th of November or the 6th? I don't think you're going to get the election results straight away. I do believe that's something else I had predicted as well. I said no peace will come in the United States of America until 2028. So no matter what you believe and what you think, I think there'll always be somebody who's either side. You know, there's not going to be a agreement. It's going to get pretty nasty, put it that way. So prepare for this, okay? But what would happen if it was a tie in a situation like that? I don't feel you're going to get your answer when you think you're going to get your answer. It's not going to be straight away. It's not going to be smooth running. There also will be accusations of cheating again. I'm saying that. That could be what I've always said, that there's going to be history repeating itself. It's going to drag on, definitely. I also feel that the man what comes with her is going to be interesting. Right? The man what comes with her is going to be very, very interesting. What I feel what's going to take place in September, October is going to be interesting around Trump and Biden for some unknown reason. But I'm also getting what's going to be interesting around Kamala Harris as well. But that's two men there on the Democratic side. So I'm not saying Kamala's going to step down, but if she does run forth, she's going to have some clout with her mind. I'm telling you that now. But that could be Newsom. And I'm getting, I'm not sure on that Pete Buddha Bass. Is it Buddha? Maybe that's that other one. Shapiro. I still think there's another twist and another shock to come with the Democratic Party. But what I'm getting is that history is going to repeat itself, yeah. Right at the end, and I'm talking right at the end because this could drag on till December or even January. Seriously. It could even go up till about the 6th of January even, which is interesting. Round about the 6th of January or the 7th of January, that's when there will be great announcements. But I'm getting a woman in blue will stand. That's what I'm getting tonight. What happens to Trump? Give us a true answer. Spirit, give us a true answer. I see him standing there with a piece of paper in his hand. It's a document. And announcements. Huge announcements. Revelation to come. Agree to disagree. God's got this one like this time. I'm telling you that. I don't know what it is. I just think there's going to be... I feel at the minute they're showing us that the blue could win. But right at the end, there's a big twist on something to do with Donald Trump. A big twist on this right at the end. I want to give you the fifth. The fifth's coming out very, very strong. Something about 3 states. It could be the trump card, Cat Manor, but something about 3 states, what the controversy is going to be. You aren't going to get the results straight away. It's going to be terrible. So I actually do think if you do get triggered by this, you really have to like take a step back from it. If the Republicans take it, if Donald Trump takes and wins, he won't be in long. He won't be in long. Why do I say that? Because I just think whoever tried to do what they did the last time to him, I think they're going to try and do it again. What's that saying? It's not over until the fat lady sings. And I want to give you that tonight, and I don't know why. It's coming through really strong. Like an opera woman. She's going to be singing on stage. But I'm telling you now, right? If Biden had stayed in, it would have been Trump all the way. And it's switched a timeline here. Massively switched a timeline. But it is going to be a close one. And it's going to be so close. Oh, hello. She's coming to have a little nap. If Trump gets back in, he's going to change things. He's going to change laws. I just feel angels are still working on this, but it looks very like it's very edgy. It's right. It's so close. It's so near. Head to head. But I'm unsure about Trump tonight, guys. I'll be honest with you. I see his family. I can see them in black. This is awful, awful, awful. And I can see them making an announcement. But I mean, I could be looking on a few years down the line here. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, if he does get back in, you'll not be in long. All you need to know is that, and I've said this for well over a year now, that a woman in the first time in history will take the seat in the White House. It's coming. So I hope that's helped. There she is, Queen of Pentacles. You just don't cut off the stream. But I'm going to go now, guys, because it's getting on and I've got to get up early in the morning and it's 1 o'clock over here. I don't want to end it on there. I'm just going to pull one more card out here. I saw me in a concentration camp. I know the woman's wearing red, so I'm going to have another look, which will be interesting. But there's not many women on that side, is there? What are making it very vocal at the minute. What do you think of that Healy person? I get that. I don't think she's gonna. Oh God, she's so naughty. They don't want to see your bum bum. They don't want to see your body bum bum. I know, Mummy loves you. Ow, don't bite Mummy, that's naughty. Be a good girl. Oh God. Yeah, that Elise Stefanik, yeah. I'm just going to ask this again. Could something happen to Trump? Just need to ask. King of Pentacles. Yeah, it's not going to end the way you think it's going to end, and when it happens, it's going to happen very, very quick. But what concerns me is all this hatred towards him, right? Where they're gonna, when he suddenly goes, where do they think that they're gonna direct all their hatred to? All these people who've been so programmed to hate him. We've got the 6 of Wands and we've got the 9 of Wands. Something huge is happening within 3 weeks. And if it's not to do with Trump, it's to do with Biden, it's to do with somebody. So where they're going to direct all the hatred to, you know, you've got the media, you've got the press, you've got all the people who like hate him so much. Then where they're going, what they're going to do? Do you know what I mean? I mean, I take my hat off to the guy. Like, I mean, the age of him and the stamina. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. Again, he's somebody else who's on a life's mission. But we've still got trickery in the background. Sorry, my cat's being really naughty. So this is what I think she's doing to Zizi. I think she's chinning my little black cat. You better behave yourself. I'll have your guts for garters. Just big tiger girl. I think that we've got the Magician card, so there's still trickery at play here. I think that he needs a lot of protection around him. We've got the Magician, we've got the Page of Pentacles. Is still a young man to come forth within the Republican Party. Okay, within the Republican Party there. A younger man who possibly could do well into the future. But there's a lot of stuff to happen within the Republican Party. What's going to come out? You know, there's going to be a lot of scandals to come out there as well. Maybe it's people who backstabbed Trump in the past or whatever. I really don't know. But there's a lot to happen there. We've got the Tower card. Just seen Ronald Reagan there. He's in spirit, isn't he, Ronald Reagan? Is he in spirit? I'm seeing them dancing in New York and they're all blue. They're dancing carnivals. The carnivals are dancing. They're all out in full colour. And then I see the picture of the man, and he's to his knees. And it's the 28th. I want you to remember that. And then the man falls to his knees. And then he looks up to the sky. And he's going like that. And it's a Republican man, and he's down on his knees. And he's got the flag. And he's going like that. Nala, you're being very naughty. Oh, thank you for reminding us about my granddaughter's swimsuit. See, there's a big twist at the end. I hope that's helped, guys. The 28th of November to the 29th of January. I'm not so sure. Oh, it'll not go on. You'll have all your answers by the 6th. The latest, the 7th or the 8th of January. The 28th of a month is going to be huge within US history, and I'm going to leave that one with you. I haven't used the crystal ball tonight, have I? Not meant to be, just the cards and just pure channeling. I see it really strong. I don't even need the crystal ball. Agree to disagree. Checkmate. What does that mean? Checkmate. I'm being given that. Good night. Take care. God bless. Wherever you all are around the world, I'm off to make a hot chocolate and to get my gym jams on. And may the force be with you all. Good night, and I'll see you again soon. Now, how do I get out of here? Don't stick your claws in me leg. You're being a very naughty little tiger. Do you want to come and say goodbye? Do you want to come and say goodbye? Oh, it's a big girl. Just purring. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. I'll see you again soon. Okay now. Good night. Now how do I get out of here? Ow! Don't bite us! Oh.